Hey everybody, Shay here for a channel update for October, and it's going to be a lot of content, a lot of kind of games going to be thrown at you, but it's going to be pretty short. A quick update on what's wrapping up. Obviously, Coder 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Sith Lords with restored content, plus the Droid Planet is included in there, and we're pretty much wrapping up in the next, I would say, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. I'm thinking that game's going to be off of the queue. It's going to free up some space. The other game that's cleared has been, or will be, BioShock Infinite, including the Burial at Sea DLCs. Currently, the second DLC is going to the channel. That one was about double the length of the first DLC, so it's going to probably take 2 weeks to clear out of the queue as well. So by mid-October or so, everything's basically cleared. Borderlands 3 is still going on. There's still 2 DLCs. That one seems like it keeps going. We're going to finish Borderlands 3, and Borderlands 4 is going to get announced. I don't know, something like that. I feel like we've been at this since 2017, is I think when I looked at it, we started in February. So it's been a long time we've been at this game, but a lot of fun. And with that, Tales from the Borderland has kicked off. I obviously did episode 1. It all got uploaded, and then I thought I was going to play sooner so that the schedule would stay persistent. Unfortunately, I sort of fell off the tracks this week. It was a heavy week for me, and I totally forgot about that, and I got spun around. Okay, I got spun around, so I've kind of lost this week, and I have to pick things back up over the weekend, and hopefully Tales from the Borderlands will be the game that will take the primary slot, so you'll get those 4 times a week, and there are 5 of them, of course. One of them's at the door. There's 4 of them left, so that one's going to take up most of October. That being said, I had this idea in my head, which now that I'm looking at, like, another month has disappeared, and I don't know how it happened, but I had this idea in my head that I was going to kick off Walking Dead, because I figured, oh, these episodes are like 2.5 hours each. Just pull them off in one session, and then that will be like 3 episodes of content or something. I'll go to the next one. I'll just rip through this thing, right? No, not quite. So, and there's a lot of Walking Dead games. So I want to bring it. And it's October and stuff like that, you know, Halloween. I gotta represent for my favorite month of the year. But I've always wanted to do it, but I've not been able to do it yet. So it might be for next year, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I would like to. Oh man, if I could start that before Halloween, of course I would want to. So that one's tentative. I might kick off Walking Dead for maybe the last week of October or something like that. But again, that's tentative. No promises. But I do kind of want to start. I do want to start those games. But you know what's going to happen is, like, I'm going to start the game in October, which is going to be like the end of October. But then I'm going to be playing Walking Dead games during Christmas. It just doesn't feel right to me. So I might as well save that for January. Anyways, I'm derailing. I'm kind of going off of my list here of what I needed to... I said this was going to be short. Of what I needed to get through. So with that, let's talk about, okay, these ones are kind of like, they're either I'm done playing them, they're going to be uploaded, or I'm playing them, they're going to be uploaded. But for all intents and purposes, all of this should be done by the middle of October. So where does that take us by mid-October? It takes us to Witcher 3. It's on my screen right now. I'm looking at it. I can hit the play button and I will be able to do all the settings. I'll check, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm saying, it's already installed. And then in parallel, it's going to be Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I believe that's the next one. I believe that's the one I installed. I can also just press play and do all the setup for that too, but I'm not going to yet because it gets too tempting. But they're installed. Everything is prepared to go. That's going to be the next phase for this. I would say just a phase for this channel. That game is going to be massive. It's going to take up a lot of time. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of it, but I have a feeling Witcher is going to be one of those games where I might do very large sessions where I'm over a weekend. I get like 10 hours of stuff recorded, and then I will likely edit and upload 4 hours of that, which means 6 hours gets carried over. And if I get a chance to do another session, 10-hour session over the weekend, then that starts to compound, right? But sometimes I don't get that weekend in, and so I don't get the compound. But having the scheduled uploads, man, it changes everything. It changes the entire model, because I feel like as long as it's happening, I'm kind of always able to see ahead of things. And if I can just slip in 2 hours on a Saturday or something, I can just get like half a week accounted for, right? And so it takes a lot of pressure off of me trying to like keep up on things. I'm still managing my schedule and my time and stuff like that. It's a little looser now because Mogwai is thankfully still doing well. He's still healthy, so he's going on to the second month of allowing me to game again more often, or just edit more often. Anyways, okay, and then in parallel, the Assassin's Creed one, that's literally for breaks. Like, there's going to be a point at, let's say, every 2 weeks where I have to stop playing Witcher 3. I got to focus on editing, and in those weekends, I would play Assassin's Creed or whatever the parallel game is. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Brotherhood followed by Revelations. Those will be back to back. And 3, I guess. I'm probably going to play all 3 Assassin's Creeds back to back in parallel which with the 3. That's kind of like a very future projection, but that's very likely what's going to happen. And that's literally just for me to fill in that, make sure that my schedule still, the rhythm stays intact when I need breaks from Witcher 3 so I can catch up on editing. Play with Assassin's Creed instead, because those will be 3 uploads a week. I don't have to play as much Assassin's Creed to get in a week of content for y'all, and so I think that's going to work out. To move on, keep this. I literally thought it was going to be done before the 10-minute mark, but no, I still want to talk about other things. So I got PlayStation 4 still. I wanted to so bad get a PlayStation 4 game in before I hit the play button on Witcher 3. So that's still potentially the plan, but I don't know anymore. But it's still Uncharted 1. I do think it's going to be a short game. And the reason why I feel like I need to play it before I press the play button on Witcher 3 is because of just setting stuff like the capture software and stuff like that. I feel like when I switch back to the Elgato and I record the PlayStation 4, things kind of switch. I have a different kind of setup. And so I just want to make sure that setup is all done. I clear the entire game, and then I never have to think about that setup again because I could just do the reset. I can do all the settings for the PC again, and then boom. I just don't want any problems on Witcher 3, man. So right now we have 2 games that are tentative, which I would like to do, but I don't know. Okay, it's Uncharted 1, maybe. And then it's Walking Dead and the Halloween week, the week leading up to Halloween, which also includes a co-op I'm going to be doing with Angel Arts again and I always forget the name of this game. The Dark Pictures anthology, Little Hope. So that one is going to happen on the Halloween. Angel Arts and I are going to buy the game immediately on launch, and then or we've already pre-ordered it, and then as soon as it happens, we're both taking that day off work. We're going to play it as fresh as possible. We're going to play it a little differently than we did the first one. We're going to actually record it on our own sides. We're not going to be on the same channel of communication while we play the game, so that we can have completely isolated experiences, see what happens from that perspective, and then potentially after every kind of chapter break, we'll take a pause and then we'll try to reconnect. We'll share some thoughts, hopefully not spoil each other, because again, that's the trick. That's the weird thing with like the Dark Pictures games, is you could say something accidentally and not even know you're spoiling it, because how do you know what you don't know? So we're going to try to figure something out, but it's going to be definitely co-blind LP co-op for the Dark Pictures for Little Hope. So that's the horror game I'm promising. You get one. Well, and Walking Dead. Maybe, tentative. Okay, so, and then from there, I have started to kind of put a lot of my attention into, I'm getting into manga, okay, and I got a personal channel going, it's unearthed again from the dead for the 4th time or something like that, but this time it's like there to stay, because it's kind of in support of like the kind of side creative work I do with comic writing and comic production and other things. I'm working on other things. I would like to kind of have a channel to put those kinds of thoughts, the vlogs in particular, but I'm also kind of cataloging my journey into manga, and I'm doing chapter breakdowns essentially at this point. So read chapter 1. It's kind of like a reaction meets let's reads. I don't know what they are, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a massive project commitment. But it's one of those where if I don't plan for this to be big enough, I won't treat it with that kind of respect going in, where I really feel like I want to create a different kind of content, and that's going to be the channel for it. If you're interested in manga, you're interested in what that's all going to look like. I mean, it's longer content than I imagined. The first 2 chapter breakdowns were somewhere around 40 minutes. So, I go through the book, and I have a whole different setup for it. I can actually show you here. So I kind of set it up like this. So I'm basically reading and talking, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that, check out my personal channel. And so because I've been getting deeper into manga, it got me looking into visual novels, and that led me to Steins Gate Elite in particular. So Steins Gate is a visual novel that was released, I think it was 2016 or something like that, and it was pretty renowned. It's pretty well known, and then it got remade, not remastered, remade, I think a year ago, 2019, and they basically cut in the anime clips. They kind of mix the anime cartoon clips in with the original Steins Gate, but then there's other stuff to it. I didn't read too deeply into this. It feels like a complicated story kind of stuff, a lot of choose your own adventure kind of stuff, which I feel is like it just applies to visual novels where you make decisions, things happen. I think in most cases, I don't know. I know very little about visual novels, but the reason I started looking into visual novels is because I was like, what if I'm playing Witcher 3 and I need a break from that? I go to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but then I get ahead on that and I need a break from that, and then I'm like, I could go to all the list of indie games that I talked about in the last video. They're all still active. They're all still installed. I could get to them anytime. But then I was like, what if I just need something mentally different? I can shift my brain into, okay, now I'm in a visual novel. So visual novels came to mind because I was like, this is the most different thing I can say. Whereas like, if I need a break and another break, and then I can do this thing. So then I can still stay proactive with my production by keeping those things separate. And it feels like a super casual thing that I can do on the side. What I mean by that is like I could probably do them as 30 because I think there's going to be a lot of reading, and I'm a little bit intimidated about that with games. Anytime I have to read a lot, I'm intimidated about it. I can sit down and play Steins Gate for maybe half an hour at a time as opposed to an hour, hour 15, hour 30, something like that. And it will just be able to fill the time, and it's a bit of a breather. Just a quick little update on even games like I was looking into to possibly bringing over the next, I would say 1 to 3 months, but I installed Planescape Torment, the GOG version. Now the GOG version looks like it doesn't have a widescreen mode. It's in 4:3, and so it's weird, but I do know that the Steam version does have this mod you can install, and then it does go widescreen. Maybe that also works for the GOG version, but I'm just not going to go into it any further. The game looks like it could be fun, but as soon as I saw the fact that it's using the old Advanced Dungeons and Dragons system, which I felt like I remembered that, but as soon as I saw Thaco appear on the character sheet, I was like, I don't want to go back to Thaco. I didn't understand it for the first 10 years I was a GM and a gamer in the 90s. I don't need to go back to Thaco. I'm not even going to explain it here. If you're young enough to not ever have dealt with Thaco, 2-hit armor class of 0. If you've never had to deal with that stupid mechanic, be grateful. So I don't know if I want to go back there. But Planescape, I freaking love Planescape. I love Planescape so much. Am I actually... I'm not going to show this. Am I going to... And there's like, when I say I like Planescape, I mean, I like Planescape. This is the box set. It's the core box set. But guess what? It's not just the box set of just the box set stuff in it. No, it's the box set with more source books in it. It's the 3 box sets, okay, of every other part of the planes. And these have other books in it that are part of those planes that are specific to them. But no, that's not it. We're talking about I have every book of Planescape. I've read them all. I love this setting so much. And I wish I played the game. And I'm derailing. That's not the point of this update video. But my idea for this game was going to be that I was going to play the game, and then as things came up in the game, I might have been able to pull out like one of the source books, and then there'd be like a side, like I don't know, like side content just to make it more than a Let's Play, where I would kind of open up to the content from the setting from the early 90s and talk more about creatures that appeared, or kind of like codexes, you know, like I would have been a codex. But here's the thing. By installing the game and checking it out, I checked an LP, the first episode of an LP, just to see what it was all like. There's a lot of reading. And that was the problem. There's a lot of reading. And then on top of it, if I were to do a lot of reading and then want to go and do, hey, let's talk about stuff from the inner planes that gets mentioned, or let's talk about stuff from the astral planes that gets mentioned, or let's talk about things from the Well of Worlds, if there's like some sort of thing, or like that floating skull, like that's something that's in the systems too. Oh my God, I have water damage. No! Oh no, he's got water damage. Oh, this is not the vlog for this. Oh, you understand? These are impossible to get. This update video turned into... These are going to be impossible to refine. Oh, no. These weren't plastic. Oh, no. They smell like mildew. Well, this turned into a strange... this turned into a strange update video. Oh, that is the line of where the water damage happened. Well, that's a little bit of a derailment for this update video. And I'm depressed. And that's it for the update video, because now I have to check all these books to see how much damage they actually took. These are going to be impossible to refine. They're so old. Anyways, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.